Little Fox.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 1, Christmas Morning. On Christmas morning, Rabbit looked around the room. He was inside a stocking, over a fireplace. Across the room stood a pretty tree.
Wow!
Rabbit thought.
Look at those lights!
He sniffed the air. Everything was so exciting and new here. Suddenly, he heard footsteps. A boy ran down the stairs.
Let's open presents!
He cried. His parents were behind him.
Henry,
Mom said.
why don't you look in your stocking first?
Henry ran to the fireplace. He grabbed the Velveteen Rabbit from the stocking.
Look!
He cried.
A rabbit! He's so soft and fluffy!
Henry and Rabbit played all morning long. Rabbit was amazed by more new sights and sounds. He felt warm as Henry held him tightly.
This is so much fun!
Rabbit thought.
I want to play with Henry every day!
After dinner, Henry and Rabbit played some more. Then Dad smiled at Henry.
It's almost bedtime,
He said. Henry scooped up Rabbit in his arms again. He brought Rabbit upstairs to a playroom. Henry set Rabbit on his shelf.
Sleep tight, Rabbit. We will play again tomorrow.
Rabbit looked around as Henry left. He blinked in surprise. Other toys were staring at him. The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 3, Dirty Paws. The next day, Henry took Rabbit all over the house. He rode Rabbit on car. He marched Rabbit with Soldier. He stomped Rabbit through a dinosaur jungle. The dinosaurs roared like angry beasts.
This is fun!
Rabbit thought. Rabbit loved exploring the house. He loved sliding down the stairs. He loved watching birds out the window. He especially loved playing with Henry. That night, Henry put all the toys away. Rabbit sat on a shelf. Rabbit said.
My nose and paws are dirty. And my tail lost some of its fluff.
I knew you were weak.
Robot said. Horse rolled his eyes.
Don't listen to him, Rabbit. Those changes are normal. It's part of becoming real.
Real?
Rabbit said.
What's that?
Becoming real is wonderful.
Horse said.
It's when a toy comes alive. We are alive in a child's mind forever.
That does sound wonderful.
Rabbit said.
I want to become real.
Horse smiled.
Maybe you will one day.
Robot laughed.
Ha 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 ha! You'll never be real, Rabbit. You can't do any cool stuff like I can.
Robot flashed his lights. He shot out his claw. Rabbit frowned.
I'll show you, Robot.
He thought.
I'll show everyone. One day, I'll be real.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 2, The Other Toys. The playroom was filled with toys. Rabbit saw a soldier and dinosaurs. There were action figures and stuffed animals.
Hello?
Rabbit said nervously. A triceratops waved.
Hello?
A red remote control car spun her wheels. Vroom! She said in a friendly voice. But a robot glared at Rabbit. He was tall and shiny, with angry metal eyebrows.
A newbie.
He snapped.
I don't like newbies.
Rabbit gulped and tried to smile.
Well, I'm happy to meet all of you. And I really like playing with Henry.
Robot's lights flashed.
You won't last long around here, Rabbit. You're not made of strong stuff like me.
He laughed.
You don't even have legs.
Rabbit's ears drooped. Robot was right. Rabbit's body was just a cloth sack. He had no legs and no feet.
Be nice, Robot.
Someone said. It was a horse. Horse's stuffing was lumpy. His coat was shabby and worn.
You're welcome here, Rabbit.
Horse said.
I'm sure you'll make Henry happy.
Thank you.
Rabbit said. Horse's kind voice made Rabbit feel better. Horse smiled.
Soft toys like us last the longest.
He whispered. Robot snapped his claw.
Ah!
He said.
We'll see about that.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 4, The Crash. Rabbit watched Henry drive car.
Vroom, vroom.
Henry said.
Vroom, vroom.
Car said. Rabbit loved watching cars zoom around. But he wanted to play with Henry too. He waited and waited.
My turn will come soon.
Rabbit thought. Car drove backward and forward. She shot under a chair. She went around a tower made of blocks. Henry grinned.
This car is so fast.
Then, crash! car slammed hard into the tower. Wooden blocks tumbled down onto car.
Oh no!
Henry cried. Dad ran into the playroom.
What happened? Are you okay?
I'm okay,
Henry said.
but my car isn't.
Car's front bumper had a crack. The antenna was bent.
Let's see if we can fix it.
Dad said. Rabbit watched while Dad taped the bumper. Dad spent a long time working. At last, Henry picked up the control again. The car made a sound, but didn't move. Henry started to cry. Dad hugged him.
Sorry, Henry. We tried to fix it, but it's broken.
Dad took Car away.
Uh-oh!
Rabbit thought, looking down. Rabbit's coat looked a little shabby. Some threads were loose. Rabbit gulped.
One day Dad might take me away too!
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 5, Cousin Vicky. It was a few days later. Soldiers stood at his post near the window.
Alert! Alert! Vicky is here!
Oh no!
Several toys gasped and hid. Rabbit sat on a shelf.
Who's Vicky?
Henry's cousin.
Horse said. He looked worried.
Just wait, Rabbit.
Robot grinned.
She's going to rip you to pieces.
Rabbit heard footsteps. Then a girl with pigtails came in. She was holding a red drone.
She doesn't look so bad.
Rabbit thought. Vicky suddenly stopped in front of Rabbit.
Perfect!
She cried. Vicky grabbed Rabbit tightly.
Ouch!
He thought. Vicky plopped a drone on the floor. She tied Rabbit to the top of it with string. The motor whirred underneath Rabbit.
What's happening?
Rabbit thought.
I don't want to get hurt!
Whoosh! The drone shot up into the air.
Wow!
Boom! It smashed into the ceiling. Rabbit fell off and went tumbling down. Rip! His right shoulder tore open. Stuffing spilled out.
Ugh!
Rabbit thought.
I hurt all over!
Henry ran into the room.
Vicky!
He shouted.
What did you do to Rabbit?
Robot gave a mean laugh.
I told you, Rabbit.
He whispered.
It's over for you.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 6, A Needle and Thread. Henry took Rabbit into the kitchen.
Mom, can you fix my rabbit?
Mom said.
That's a tricky repair.
Henry frowned.
Vicky did it.
Mom sighed.
I'll see what I can do.
What if Mom can't fix me?
Rabbit thought.
She'll take me away like Car.
Mom got some thread and a needle.
That looks sharp.
Rabbit thought.
I can't watch.
Henry ran out of the room. Rabbit held his breath.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
He thought. The needle hurt at first. But Mom was very gentle.
This isn't so bad.
Rabbit thought. Mom sewed Rabbit's shoulder.
Henry sure loves you.
Mom said softly. Rabbit felt a warm glow inside. Later, Mom put Rabbit back in the playroom.
Guess what, Horse?
Rabbit cried.
Mom said Henry loves me.
Horse smiled.
That's wonderful.
Maybe I'll be real soon.
Rabbit said.
What a joke.
Robot said.
You'll never be real. You're just like the rest of us.
Rabbit's whiskers twitched. Robot made him so angry sometimes. But he didn't want to fight.
Be nice, Robot.
Horse said.
Anything could happen.
Alert!
Soldier cried suddenly.
Cousin Vicky is leaving!
Yay!
All the toys cheered.
What a day.
Rabbit thought.
It was scary, but happy too.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 7, Dreaming. One night, Rabbit fell asleep and started to dream. Sparkling dust filled the air.
This must be fairy dust.
He thought. Horse often told Rabbit stories about fairies. Rabbit looked down. He had legs and feet. He jumped out the playroom window. Beautiful white flowers danced in the grass. Rabbit floated up to the clouds. He hopped as high as he could. He hopped to one star and another. Then he hopped all the way to the moon. Rabbit was smiling when he woke up.
What a cool dream.
He thought.
I have to tell someone.
Rabbit looked around. Only one other toy was awake. Robot.
Robot.
Rabbit whispered.
I had an amazing dream.
So?
Robot said.
I had legs and feet.
Rabbit said.
I hopped to the stars and the moon.
Robot clicked.
That's ridiculous.
Rabbit's whiskers twitched.
Robot, can't you try to be nice? Henry is nice to all of us. And I'm nice to everyone, too.
Robot's lights flashed.
Fine. Sorry.
Robot said.
We know Henry loves you the most. Not all of us can be soft and cuddly.
Rabbit blinked as Robot spun away.
Robot sounded sad.
Rabbit thought.
Maybe he wants Henry to hold and hug him, too.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 8, Fairy Dust. At night, Rabbit usually slept in the playroom. But one night, Henry left Rabbit in his room. Henry tossed and turned in bed. He coughed loudly. Mom came in and felt Henry's forehead.
You have a fever.
She said. She gave Henry medicine and stroked his back.
You need to sleep.
Mom saw Rabbit and brought him over.
Here, Henry.
Mom said.
Rabbit will help you sleep. Try and rest, okay?
Henry said. He held Rabbit tightly. Rabbit felt his stuffing squish. Henry's body felt hot and wet. He coughed and coughed. He jerked with each cough.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Rabbit thought, but he loved Henry. He lay still until Henry fell asleep. Rabbit saw the moon shining through the window. Dust sparkled in the light.
Fairy dust.
Rabbit thought happily. It looked just like his dream. Rabbit stared at the fairy dust.
Maybe I'll get some. Maybe it will make Henry feel better.
Rabbit reached out his paw. Moonlight and dust gathered there. Rabbit gently rubbed his paw on Henry's arms. He rubbed Henry's forehead too. Rabbit stayed up all night long, watching Henry.
Will the magic dust work?
He thought.
Will it make Henry better?
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 9, The Washing Machine. The next morning, Mom came back. She felt Henry's forehead.
Your fever is gone.
Mom said.
The fairy dust worked.
Rabbit thought. Mom suddenly picked up Rabbit. She often picked him up. So at first, he wasn't worried. But then Mom looked closely at Rabbit. Mom frowned.
Rabbit's in bad shape. He'll probably fall apart in the washing machine. We might need to get rid of him.
Oh no!
Rabbit thought. Henry shot up.
No! You can't get rid of Rabbit!
Okay.
Mom sighed.
I'll try to give him a wash.
Phew!
Rabbit thought. Mom tossed Rabbit inside the washing machine. The door closed and then... whoosh! Rabbit went rolling. He tumbled and twisted around. Water and soap poured over him. The machine spun round and round. Finally, it stopped. But then Mom put him in the dryer. Rabbit tumbled and twisted some more. Hot air dried his body. At last, it was over. Mom pulled Rabbit out. Rabbit smelled lovely and clean. But Rabbit looked down. His coat was thin and bare. His stuffing felt lumpy.
I'm safe for now.
Rabbit thought.
But Robot was right. I'm not made of strong stuff. I hope I can last.
The Velveteen Rabbit, Episode 10, On the Road.
Alert!
Soldier cried one day.
There's a strange truck parked outside! It's as big as a small house!
That's called an RV.
Horse said.
I bet the family is going on a trip.
A trip?
Rabbit thought.
What's that?
All morning the family rushed around. Dad came into the playroom smiling. He was holding a suitcase.
Who's ready for the best road trip ever?
I am!
Henry jumped up. Then Dad and Henry left the playroom.
Wait!
Henry cried from the stairs. Henry ran back into the playroom.
I almost forgot you, Rabbit.
He said. Robot gave Rabbit a mean look. But Rabbit was happy.
Hooray!
He thought.
I'm going with Henry!
The family and Rabbit got into the RV. Mom started the engine. Then they drove and drove and drove. Rabbit loved watching the trees go by. Suddenly, Rabbit spotted something alongside the road.
Wait a minute.
He thought.
Was that a rabbit?
Were there rabbits who lived outside? Rabbit couldn't believe it. As Mom kept driving, Henry fell asleep. But Rabbit stayed awake with so many questions. What were the outside rabbits like? Did they have a kid to play with too? Would he meet any real rabbits on this trip?
little